some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, Columbus, Ohio, and the old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy. As we'll see, the number 22 team in the country, the Iowa Hawkeyes, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. We'll put total weather and we'll get started. On the move from inside is 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Hawkeyes offense will go to work first. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week, and watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick, the ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day, and I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive...
Turning it on! He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. And the Hawkeyes want to pick up the tempo.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
He's got an open man. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy.
Touchdown, Hawkeyes! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target, accurate throw, and 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So the Ohio State Buckeyes offense will try to get something going with their first possession. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have 2 guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got 2 very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are 2 of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Oh, he's got some space. Oh, he got loose. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. The Buckeyes just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They'll ride the hot hand. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Give to the running back. What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Iowa has the ball back on offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Off play action. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Boots his first of the day away. Was called on 4 times in the victory last week. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got his man downfield. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. That's the way to open a drive. Now they'll put it in play just shy of midfield. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Buckeyes with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Breaks into the open. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. Finding an escape route. Quick step and go. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. And just when they thought they had a chance to pull even, the flag wipes it out, and they'll have to go back to work. They want to throw it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Bunch formation for these receivers. Looking downfield on 1st down. Picked off! What a play by this defense! Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the 2nd down misfire. Quickly complete. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. That took every ounce of leg strength he had to sneak that one into the left corner. That'll bring him to within 4.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Got the first down, looking for more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
Trying play action. Unloads it left. A strike downfield. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Iowa! Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
And we may have a situation here. We might have points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage, defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Tough to beat in action, gentlemen. You know that. And let's take a look at the highlights. Bowling Green is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Eastern Michigan. The Maction never sleeps, and we'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Buckeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. No chance to run, but still a good gain. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Using the quick game. Out across the 25 to the 26, but needed a little bit more. It'll be 4th down. And the Buckeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. First step of this drive comes from their own 44. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. They'll snap it with a minute to play here in the opening stanza. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. He wants to throw it. Got it set up on the outside. He gets it into enemy territory, but not quite enough for the 1st down. It'll be 4th down. The Hawkeyes will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They might be feeling a little heat here as they've fallen into a 14-3 hole. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Hawkeyes! The defense putting points on the board. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point makes it a 21-3 lead. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. From the shotgun, they'll run it. He's stuffed after picking up one to the 23. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. Wants to go up top on first down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. So now it's second and long. Back to pass. Oh, he had it and he dropped it. Almost one of those big plays he's known for. It'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete to the right. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. He wants to throw it again. Fires to the big fella. There he goes. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. Got his man. And he's brought down after a nice game. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. Good timing on the quick out. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal. The Buckeyes, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. He's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Big-time touchdown there to get some much-needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 21-10. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they finished it off with the score from the 4. On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Pocket breaking down. It's on target and complete. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Back to pass on second down. Makes the grab. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on first down. From the gun. Give on the inside. forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The play action fake. And the rush will get to him at the 25. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye team.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level in the NFL. Man, you see that, you want to go get it, recruiting guys to fit those profiles. That's why Ohio State always has a good defensive line.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Looking to the big tight end. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. You don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. RPO complete to open the drive. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. From the gun, the ground game. Picks his way and gets 4 out to the 27. Hang on, Sloopy, the Buckeye crowd alive on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Hit as he throws. And the misconnection on 3rd down. And the Hawkeyes will punt it away on 4th down. Hauls it in and looking upfield. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Handoff from the gun. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Finds the tight end. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. Just keep slinging it. Caught over the middle. It's Jackson. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Now on the option. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Pulls and fires complete. He'll be run out of bounds at the 13. Down to 2 minutes to play in the first half, and it has been a dandy. A chance to perhaps get this game tied up before the break. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll try to power their way ahead. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Ohio State. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Ready to try the point after. Splits those uprights right in half. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Interesting showdown in the MAC today, man. Take a look at how things are playing out. Akron is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Charlie Fry, this offense is not capable of scoring points every single time it sees the ball. They're up by 7 over Purdue. Any big developments here in the MAC, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business.
Turning it on! Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. First and 10. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. They'll snap this one from the 42. It's first and 10. To the air on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Got a man. He'll be run out of bounds, but we've got laundry on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Holding.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Sends it back in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. Right on the money. Knocked off his feet. Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on fourth down. Got it in the middle, it's Ware. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Looking to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Got his man quickly. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, only a place to be tackled immediately. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And it's third down, but they're going to go ahead and try the field goal and try to get points before the break. And this one splits the uprights. Wait a second, there's a flag on the field. Let's check that one out. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. So the offense has had enough. They'll take a knee and wrap up this first half.
First and 10.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Columbus for an entertaining first half than you? And it's been a struggle throwing the ball so far. Both secondaries are doing a great job neutralizing the explosive playmakers by shutting down passing windows. they've disrupted the timing and rhythm of these QBs, and unless something changes, we're looking at a low-scoring affair in this second half. Time to put an end to the speculation and find out. They're inside the horseshoe.
The Hawkeyes will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They put points on the board in the first half, but still find themselves in a hole.
If I'm this offense, man, I'm not trying to change anything. I scored a bunch of points. I've been successful. Jesse, the defense has to catch up here in the second half.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to start making plays, but you can only control what you can control. So for the offense, go out, do your job.
Brings it in down the left side. Oh, he's got some space. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react now. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. Going for 6. Touchdown, Buckeyes! An epic comeback. They'll talk about this one forever if they can hold on, but they're on top right now.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Iowa has the ball back on offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Gets it out fast.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a 1st down. And the Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. Got enough for the 1st. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. Wants to throw on 1st down. Hauls it in. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. From the gun. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Wants to pass. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Snap in the shotgun. Makes the grab. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. Complete to the left. Pulled down for the tackle. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Complete downfield. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. Off play action on 1st down. Good route on the comeback, and he makes the catch. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there. The give to the tailback. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. 1st down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. Might as well give it to him again. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. Fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Iowa! And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half.
And that is the perfect way to cap off this drive. This thing started way back on their 2-yard line, and they methodically marched it down the field. You saw a little bit of everything on this drive, so at the very end, you pay it off. Really nice job running down in the red zone for the score.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple yards.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Here's the pressure. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Buckeyes will send out the punt unit. He'll make the fair catch at the 44, and they'll have terrific field position. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it much, and the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as he gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
The Hawkeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
That's why, as a defense, it's so important to win early downs. You win 1st and 2nd down, you set up 3rd and long. Now you can pin your ears back and get after the QB.
And the Hawkeyes will punt this one away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Got a little space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. He now has 91 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Fires to the tight end.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
And they can't complete the bullet pass on third down. And the Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Now the play fake. Got his man out of the backfield. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Clock winds inside a minute to play here in the third. Hand off from the shotgun. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The Hawkeyes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Out of the gun to give to the back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Running back searching for a hole. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So the final period starts with a second down play. After run, now throw. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
And the defense gets him on the ground for the 4th time today, by the way. They've pressured him. He's still done an unbelievable job making completions. But you know what? Get him on the ground when he's got the ball. He can't make something happen. Keep hitting him. Keep getting him on the ground.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. They'll try to pop the draw. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that. And the Hawkeyes decide to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And no chance for the return man to get his hands on that one as it hops out of bounds. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Gonna sling it on 2nd down. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He'll off one deep down the left side. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call.
Hold on.
This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Offense working from the pistol. The give to the back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Power football with the run. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. The Hawkeyes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Pucks it out of the air. Terrific job getting to him. There was nowhere to go. Hang on, Sloopy. The Buckeye crowd alive on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Right down the middle. Finds a tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it. Offense.
Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise if the O-line gets called for holding. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Trying to set up the screen. Almost popped free on the screen, but he stopped short of the line to gain. It's 4th down. And the Hawkeyes send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Wants to return it. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And the incomplete pass was just too hot to handle. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be 3rd down. And now this offense will try to figure out a way to move the chains after that 2nd down incompletion. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. The Buckeyes line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Iowa has the ball back on offense. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. Solid run on the last play gives this offense another 1st down. Rides the back and leaves it. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Give to the back. Breaks into the open. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. The Hawkeyes want to crank the tempo.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Perfectly thrown ball. Nice catch. Good tackle, but it's 1st and goal from the 5. And it's intercepted. A huge 4th quarter play for this defense. The 40. The 30. He's at the touchdown, Ohio State. The defense does the work itself with a pick 6.
So much pressure on this defense just to get a stop on this drive. They were trailing, but after that turn of events and the interception, they've now got the lead. And remember, they're going to have to come right back on the field. They've got to be able to refocus themselves. But what a play.
Needs this one to push the lead to a field goal. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, every game in CUSA is so very critical. How about this one today? North Texas has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. Let's see how this coach tries to explain this.
Off the play fake on 1st down.
They're trailing by 15 to Western Kentucky. Just another week of Conference USA football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll run play action.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Handoff to the lone back. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. And the Hawkeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. A fair catch is called for and made just across the 50-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Certain moments in the game you know are just a little bit bigger. Here's one of them. Big play coming on 3rd and long. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Buckeyes will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. So the defense trying to protect the lead, but they could also put a punctuation mark on this thing and end it with a big turnover. That's caught. It's Ware. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. Looking downfield on 1st down. Tosses it incomplete. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time, man. This crowd really affecting the football game.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. The Hawkeyes will line it up on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to throw it. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Looking to help the kick around on 3rd down. From here, it will be a 59-yard attempt. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh no, the ball popped out. This could change things. And what a fortuitous turn of events to get that football back. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Looks like the offense will just take a knee. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the 4th quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now that I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team just, they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.